All right, everybody. Hello. And this is Jim from Detroit Lions on the Prowl with your lunchtime with Detroit Lions talk. Ah, today will be just a little bit different. We will have one segment, and that will be a couple segments. We're going to do your comments from Friday, and then we're going to go into the main course, which is our just spilling our guts about this Detroit Lions team after the worst performance I've ever seen. We've been 0-16, and I don't think I've seen this bad. But I don't know. Maybe. It was just awful. But anyway, before we do all that, let's bring in my partner in crime, Kurt Steele.
Hey, welcome to the show, everybody. I'm wearing my Detroit Lions 2020 Salute to Service hat. You know, it's still Salute to Service month. And please thank a veteran. You know, one of the best things that the NFL does is Salute to Service program. Any merchandise purchased in the Salute to Service program, all proceeds go to veterans organizations. And one of the reasons I wore this one today, because it says on the side, DTL. Now, the L usually stands for Lions, but this is for the disappointing loss that we had yesterday. So, as always, thank you for watching the show. Watch the videos all the way to the end so that it improves our YouTube algorithm to get this content to more Lions fans just like yourself. And subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment, give us your comments on the question of the day. Definitely, we really appreciate it. And ring the notification bell so you know when you're getting fresh content from us right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. And unfortunately, it's time to get this show started right now. Hey, welcome back to the show. As always, it's time to get these comment cards in from you, the viewers. Jim, take it away.
Keaton Bowen, for one, I'm sick of the Patriot way crap, aren't we all? Even if we had success with it, it's still embarrassing that we choose to copy another team than create our own identity. Who's been saying that all along? Right here. Right here. Mm-hmm. Think about it. The Patriot success brought a lot of false narratives about who was responsible for that success. Everyone who is associated with the organization gets extra just for being a part of it. Former players, coordinators, managers will always get extra love just for being part of that success. That is so true. It's hilarious that our owners thought they could just bring in all these Patriots people. You know what? They got a point.
That's very true. Because even down in Tennessee, there's a very limited number of former Patriots on that team. Even with Mike Vrabel.
Mike Vrabel's really good, though.
The coach, that's true. But he still doesn't have that many former Patriots on that squad. That's a homegrown team.
What about that, though? I mean, what about the just because you're from New England doesn't make you good narrative? I like that.
It does not.
I like that. It's proven all over the league. It really is.
And the issue is that, like, the guys that we're getting a whole bunch of starters from New England. We're getting this, except for like pretty much Danny. I mean, we're getting the second string guys. You know, we're not getting the starters.
The washed up Patriots.
Yeah, we're not getting the great ones. All right, David Brown says you guys are really fantastic. Hey, thanks, David.
Thank you.
Just the best. We must get to a Super Bowl, guys. Let us pray.
I have the solution for that problem. How to get to the Super Bowl? We buy tickets.
Yeah, right now that's the only way we get in there.
Or we watch it on the TV because that's the only way we get in there.
That is about it. Thanks, David. We appreciate it, though.
Thank you, David. MG Butler says it's difficult to root for the Lions with Stafford at quarterback after what his wife said. I hate to be that guy, but I've been a fan since 1989. Never had to listen to hot takes from wives of players. Time to wait on hockey season. Football was over before it started, just like every year. This is before the loss, guys. This is before the worst game ever. And still, he's saying it's time to wait on hockey season.
Yeah. And the only thing I would say really about that, the hot take, I mean, the times
She
are
has a
different.
right to be
I mean,
frustrated, too.
yeah, times are different, and I gave her a little leeway, and I gave her some benefit of the doubt. She has a friend losing the business. A lot of people are losing businesses everywhere,
Yes.
but it's not because of the. And people keep saying the lockdown. It's a public safety thing, and if the government, I hate that. They're not. People aren't getting the assistance they need from the government to keep their businesses open. I mean, just period, point blank. I mean, it's a public safety issue. It's not a political issue. She's not. She's frustrated, and it had to boil over from Matthew Stafford being, isolated for a whole week, and then the thing with the daughter happening, and then on top of that, the friend losing the business. That's a whole.
And we all have
That's
people
a whole
we have people that have it. I
steamroll.
mean, I have my mom's cousin has COVID and was
Yeah.
in intensive care.
Yeah.
Another friend of mine, and she's got COVID. So
Yeah. And then my co-host on my other show on the Die Hard Den, Shawnee J lost her aunt to COVID. So I mean, it's a serious issue. I mean, and she has a right to vent. So I mean, and she came back and apologized for her words. She was just venting, and sometimes that just happens.
Yeah, it does. It just happens, and I totally agree with you. I think that she has the right to say stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, go for the last one there, Kurt.
2-inch Ninja. Woo, that's a name for you
like
right there.
one.
Says nice vid. When do you think Galladay will return?
When you see some money? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I think it'll be this week. I think it'll be Thanksgiving.
I do not. I don't think it'll be Thanksgiving. I think it'll be next week. I think he's going to take this
think it'll be the Bears game?
week. No, yeah. I'm thinking
the Bears game.
I think he'll take that mini bye week. This is a different injury, or it's a re-aggravation, so it's not like he's healing. He just got injured again, so we're on.
Oh, in practice today?
Yeah,
yeah.
We're setting back that timetable again.
Okay, yeah. Then I will agree with you. Then I will definitely say
we'd have to get the doctor in, and he's going to be in, I think, tomorrow. So we'll get his take on it as well. But my layman's take says he will not be available. I don't know who we're going to have for Thanksgiving's game, and I don't even want to go into that game right now.
Right now, it doesn't really matter. Okay, keep it
moving. And right now, we're going to go to POD. He's a guy from the Philippines, Philippines On Demand, for this special interview. So take it away. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Who's at the Table, and who's at the table today but POD, Philippines On Demand. Oh, man. Thank you for rocking with us, man. It's been really cool.
It's a pleasure. I've been following you and Kurt, and you guys have an amazing channel, amazing topics going on with covering Detroit Lions football. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks, man. I got to get your take on this game. I mean, I see your background, and I'm totally 100% with you on that. But what do you think about the doggy-do that we seen on Sunday?
Oh, boy. Did I tip my hand?
Yeah, a little. Just a little
bit. Yeah. Being over here in the Philippines, I don't have the luxury of being able to watch Lions football. Of course, these days, I don't know if you'd consider that a luxury.
That's not a luxury.
Yeah, so maybe it's a good thing I'm halfway around the world. But from what I can see and what I have been seeing, it's just a total mess. It is a dumpster fire, to say the least. The Detroit Lions, this is more of a reflection, in my opinion, on the Fords, the owners of the organization, Jim, because you can go all the way back to the 1930s, and the Detroit Lions have had 27 head coaches. All right. They've had 18 head coaches in my lifetime, dating back to the late 1960s. So they've only had 3 head coaches, Jim, and your viewers, 3 head coaches with over 500 winning percentage.
One's
and
Caldwell.
Not much. One of them is Caldwell.
That's the other ones.
It's crazy.
Was that one of the backup guys from Michigan or something? I think that was one of them. And I don't remember the other one.
Caldwell. Oh, Gary Moeller
Yep, that's the guy I was thinking of.
Yep, Gary Moeller, and he only coached what, 7 games?
7 games before he was an interim head coach.
Yeah,
they
see you later,
fired.
Gary.
God, I can't remember who they fired.
Yeah, and then you had Joe Schmidt.
Yeah,
you know, in 67 through 72, and then before that, George Wilson. So 4 actually since the late 1960s, with an over 500 winning percentage and not much over. Jim, that's a reflection on the ownership.
It is. It is. And we've passed it down from William Clay Ford, who is no longer with us, you know, and then we had Martha Ford, and now we have Sheila, who's still no longer with us. But just she's not showing up. That's what bothers me about this right now is I think there's moves that need to be made, firings that need to be made, and there's hush nothing from the organization. I believe that it's because we have the Thanksgiving Day coming up. I think that's what's going on here. But if not, I don't know. A couple questions for you, though.
Sure.
Because I haven't been able to talk to you on here. What do you think about Kenny Galladay? Do you think he gets paid, or do you want him to get paid? What's your view on that?
Well, Jim, if anybody leaves thumbs down on my answer, come to my channel and leave them there. Because Jim didn't give this answer. I did. I think I'm going to take a lot of heat for this, okay? If we were just 1 or 2 pieces away, you pay the guy. You pay him. He is a freak. He's got everything you want in a wide receiver. He is a prototype wide receiver. Yeah. No doubt about it. But Jim, because we're so far away, if you think about it from a business, from a financial standpoint, we're going to be in a rebuild.
Yep.
All right. Patricia and Quinn are gone. It's just a matter of time.
Yep.
So we're going to be in a rebuild. The window doesn't fit. If we pay him all of that money, it handcuffs us from being able to do the things that we not only want to do, but what we need to do in order to fill a lot of holes. And we could fill a lot of holes with that money. It's hard to let somebody like Galladay walk, but because of the position that the Fords put this football team in, not to mention Mr. Quinn and Patricia.
And the NFL, to be honest, because the NFL recommended Quinn in the first place.
Absolutely.
They never want us to win. So that's just my opinion. I agree with you on the Kenny Galladay thing too. And it's unfortunate because I know 313 JMO, and he says, pay Kenny Galladay before I lose my mind. That's like in everything he does. But the thing is, honestly, I don't believe you win too many Super Bowls overpaying wide receivers. I think it's a luxury position at this point for us, and I would like to see us get a defensive line that actually works and some linebackers that can play. I'd rather build it from the offensive line, defensive lines out, rather than the skill positions at this point. I think that's going to be a longer rebuild, but I think it's going to be a better one. That's just my
Jim, and you've got a football mind. I'm old school. I from hearing you say that, I think you're old school.
Yes.
And that's how you win football games. It's always said you win and lose football games in the trenches.
Yep.
And Jim already said it. You build a football team from the inside out.
Yep.
And a great offensive line, a great defensive line can make the guys all around you much better. You can take an average running back with a great offensive line and make him look really good.
And we don't have an average running back. DeAndre Swift is special.
Yeah.
He's a special guy.
Absolutely.
So right. There's a lot of people I would get rid of from this whole thing, but I want to switch. I can't talk. I want to switch gears here real quick, and then go into something that I wanted to ask you about is Glover Quinn being on your show. How was that?
Oh, yeah. I was fortunate to be able to lock in Glover Quinn about 2.5 months ago. And since you brought it up, Jim, it's a really interesting when I talked to Glover about Matt Patricia. And, him coming in as, Caldwell already knew he was gone. Quinn wanted to fire Caldwell back in 2016. when he first got the job.
Yeah,
So he knew the writing was on the wall. So if it was completely left up to Quinn, I believe, or if it wasn't completely left up to Quinn, if Ford would have stepped in, I think that she would have kept Caldwell. I think that she liked Caldwell. A lot of people did.
I love Jim Caldwell.
Yeah,
that's what she said, man.
Yeah, there you go. So, but to answer your question directly, I suggested it, and Glover, he's Mr. Positivity. He's got nothing but love, and he's a positive guy, God-fearing, loving person. So he's not going to say too much, but I pried it out of him, and he agreed that they were only 1 or 2 pieces away from having something really special, turning the corner. And he felt as though that they were on the right track. And then all of a sudden you bring in Quinn's buddy, Patricia, and he just absolutely blows the whole thing up.
Yeah.
And he kind of did allude to the fact that you can't go in and treat veterans and talk down to veterans in the way he did with no prior head coaching experience. It's kind of like, who are you? You're
just coming in here, taking over. Yeah,
absolutely. And correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. I didn't crunch the numbers. I didn't do the math. I'm just throwing it out there. But between free agency and drafts, I think that in this past offseason, they must have flipped the roster at least 85%.
Oh, I don't think it's that high. I don't think it's that high at all, but
okay.
It could be. I'm just thinking because they still
moved a lot
Johnson. They got some of the offensive line pieces are still there.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Defense is still there. Awari is still there. Tracy Walker is still there.
Yeah. That's true.
Pieces, the feet of stone. Jelani Tavai is still there. Sorry, no offense, but
Okay.
Terrible.
Well, like I said, I didn't crunch the numbers.
Yeah,
but
I think it's a little lower than that.
Yeah, he did flip the roster, and he had to do that because he didn't have the locker room. And that's pretty much the point that I was driving at. And
did you mean just this offseason, or you mean the 3 years he's been here?
No, since this past this off season, past.
Okay. Okay,
but
I think you're right. No, you're totally right about that. If you mean the 3 years, I was just going with the off season. I'm sorry.
No, not in 1 year. I may have misspoke, but from this last off season back, in my view, it felt like he flipped it at least 85%.
Yeah, he did.
But he definitely got rid of the guys that didn't respect him.
Yep.
Darius but Slade, by the same token, respect has to be earned, Jim. So.
You can't get rid of talent.
No.
You got to be able to work with the talent that you have and add to it. So what the Lions are famous for doing, I think, is creating a hole, then filling it with somebody worse.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. They have a poor history of doing that. I hate to say this because I really do love the Lions. I'm like you, Jim, and a lot of Lions fans, and it's hard to speak of the Lions in this way, but unfortunately, they have become an organization where they kill young careers and they extend the careers of players who have outlived their prime.
Yeah.
So
it's like
agree. the two extremes.
It is. But I really appreciate you being on with me today and all that. What is your YouTube channel, and how do people get a hold of you?
Oh, my YouTube channel is Philippines On Demand. Right. And, I do have links to my Facebook directly on my YouTube channel, as well as Twitter. And if anybody wants to talk Lions football or just ask me questions about the Philippines, I would encourage you and invite you to do that. Philippines is a struggling country, but it's a beautiful country, and I'm surrounded by positive people, and I love that energy. And hopefully our beloved Detroit Lions will reinvent themselves and get that kind of positive energy and juices flowing again.
Totally agree with you. I love your show. You have a live version that's really, really cool, that you got all these people coming in and having fun. And speaking of having speaking of having fun, the rant will go on right after this. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for that interview there from POD. Really appreciate you coming on. It's really cool to rock with you and everything. That's really, really awesome. Okay, guys, here we go again into the main course. And the main course today is just like we're going to eat crap for the main course, because this is going to be more of a rant. I know there's a bunch of numbers that don't make any difference. We suck. We absolutely sucked. The defense was terrible. The offense was just... I've never seen a game this poorly played. It was just, everybody was pretty bad in this game, except one guy. I got one guy that I liked in this game. Aurier, or however you say his name.
Amane Aurier. Yeah, he had a good game.
He had a good game. He kills Okuda. He kills Okuda.
He was the only guy that ate yesterday. He was the only guy eating.
Who's eating and who's starving?
Everybody was starving.
Aurier and then everyone else.
Everyone else was starving.
It's an easy segment, guys.
Yeah, easy. Too easy. Okay, that was moving on. That everybody was starving. It was horrible.
I have this on today. This is my Pistons shirt from a long time ago. I drug it out of the closet because, you know what? The Pistons just blew everything up. And guess what we need to do? We need to blow everything up. It's over, guys. The Patricia experiment has failed.
It is.
This is the worst I've ever seen. Matthew Stafford never been shut out in his career, but thanks to Matt Patricia and his stupid offensive scheme, defensive scheme, it just doesn't work. Third overall pick, Jeff Okuda. Speed does matter. We kind of saw that in this game. I'm sorry. You can't be that bad at the third overall pick. Maybe you're going to develop into something great. Maybe you will. But I'm telling you, it does not look good. Derek Brown looked pretty good.
Yeah, I like, and shout out to Luke G over at DSA. Luke G has an interesting take. He said, I think Okuda should move to safety. He has the size for it, and I think that he should move to safety. I think he will be an excellent safety.
And I think he'd be a very good safety.
If you look at,
don't think he's not a corner. Be this bad from Ohio State that's just turned out all these good corners, and you're that bad.
I mean, if you look at one of the best safeties in the NFL that ever played, Charles Woodson started off as a corner, but they saw his talents were better at safety. When he went from Oakland out to Green Bay, he moved to safety, and that was a better position for him. So I think that's going to be a thing that's going to help him down the line, a position move. We have so many players on the Lions that play out of position because the coaches don't know how to use their talent.
Yeah, it is the coaching staff. That's a lot of it. I like Brian Burns from the opposing team. That was another guy we could have had.
He just ran. He just ran past.
Man, he was just like standing still.
Taylor Decker and Karen, they were just both looking at him like they looked at him jump on Stafford's back. I'm like, come on, guys.
So I know some people out there really like Okuda. I know the Durham is one of them, and he's defended them over and over again. But
that was a tough game for him.
Film on that touchdown pass. He gets burned so bad, and then he just can't. He doesn't have the makeup speed to come and get him. You know. Yeah, remember I was talking about Yatir Gross-Matos, and he had a half a sack.
Yeah, it was just to watch. Even the offensive line, who was a bright spot for us, and Taylor Decker had been a bright spot for the Lions, hadn't given up a sack, gave up 2 sacks. One of the best centers in the league, Frank Ragnow, just can't snap the ball. Just the Lions just crapped the bed yesterday. It was just they crapped the bed.
They were unprepared.
Yeah, and I live in North Carolina. If you guys know me, and COVID saved me from embarrassment. I have a ton of pre-existing conditions that makes me high risk. So I don't really travel out into big places in public. I try to go places where I can go out where it's less people and I can, I wear my mask and everything.
Yeah.
But I wasn't going to go to no even way possible. I was going to go to that game during the pandemic.
Well, we're Lions fans. We should be wearing masks everywhere.
Yeah. But it was just to watch it. It was just painful. I've watched, you and I, we're a little bit, about the same age, you're a little older than I am, but I don't think I've ever been embarrassed. That's like totally embarrassed by the Lions' performance.
It was completely awful.
That was completely terrible. I mean, everything that the Panthers were bad at during the season, they were great at versus the Lions. Not third downs. The third down percentage of their defense was horrible. They could not get off the field on defense.
No.
The Lions yesterday, and I'm gonna pull it up. The Lions yesterday on third down. Let me make sure I pull this up. Okay, I didn't even see it. It's third down efficiency. The Lions yesterday were 3 for 14 on third down. 3 for 14 on third down. You can't, and they had more penalties, and we still lost. They had 7 penalties for 45 yards.
There was no part of this team outside of Warrior that I thought had a great game. It was one other guy, and that's the worst guy to have on your team to have a good game. Who? The punter.
Jack Fox, the punter, had a good game.
Mm-hmm.
He had a good game.
Ragnow with a fumble. I mean, he couldn't snap the ball. I mean,
I just don't understand it.
You've had 3 years, Guy. You've had 3 years to put in your system and get your guys in. You lay an egg like this. You know what? And you know what's going to happen? They're going to win. They're going to win Thanksgiving, and now we're going to be right back at the same thing again. Oh, we have a chance to make the playoffs again.
No,
I can't put up with this as a Lions fan any longer.
Nah,
I do not want Patricia here anymore. I don't want our team to lose. I don't root for our team to lose. But I'm going to tell you what, this guy's got to go, and I think he should be fired now. I don't think they should wait. I think they should clean house now and say, you know what, guys? He can't put us in the position to win. I just can't deal with this guy anymore. And what's funny is there's some games that looks great, and then we come to this type of thing.
Yeah, it's just a bad, and I'm sick of we got to execute. Oh, we got to coach it better. I got to coach better. Dude, you can't coach better. I mean, you can't. Yeah, you've proven that. And I saw a meme yesterday, and I was like, yeah, this is about right. It said if 2020 was a football coach and there was a picture of Matt Patricia.
You know what? I'm not against anyone. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's not working here. Maybe it'll work somewhere else.
No, it's not working here.
But it's not working here. And Bob Quinn needs to go first. Why does Bob Quinn need to go first? Why? He brought Matt Patricia here. He brought all these players here. He whiffed on so many draft picks, in my opinion. Okay? I'm sorry. You got a very good tight end, and you barely use the guy. You used him a little more in this game, but he's not like... It's not like other teams that have used tight ends, like New Orleans when they had Jimmy Graham, and he was really good. That was a weapon. Like
Travis Kelce, even George Kittle out there in...
Yep.
Those guys know how to use those tight ends.
But
I mean,
what the heck is this?
Even Fant out in Denver. I mean, come on, man. And this guy
was the 8th overall pick.
He was the number 1 tight end coming out of college that year, and he was great.
And he's still good.
George Kittle was his backup. That's how good he was.
Wow.
George Kittle was his backup.
And we can't use him. And this is the problem with this team. We drafted Okuda, who looks lost most of the time. I like the kid, but he's not fast enough. He just isn't. It's like the same thing with Tease Tabor. I like the kid, but he's not fast enough.
Yeah.
They don't value speed at all.
No.
They really don't. They want their safeties over the top to take the guy. You know what? You don't have 4 safeties over there to take everybody from all your corners. Warrior is the number 1 corner on this team. Make no mistake about it.
Oh, yeah. Hands down.
You want to get to a lockdown corner and a 5th-round pick? That's one of the best picks that he's made outside of Galladay.
Definitely.
Deshaun Hand can't stay on the field. he was my starving pick, and it turned out correct because he still couldn't play.
And he was out. Yeah.
Austin Bryant can't stay on the field. These guys need to go. I'm sorry, they may have talent, but the talent isn't useful if it's on the bench every single week. They gotta go. Both of them.
Because one of the best abilities is availability, and if you can't stay on the field, it's time for you to move on. It was just one of those. I think the only person really the only person that I can see that can be relieved or fired outside of Patricia and Bob Quinn that would satisfy me just as more than those two would be if Sheila Forehand fired herself and sold the team.
Absolutely. I think Sheila has disappointed the fans. I think she owes the fans an explanation on why this is continuing. When you said you needed much better improvement, this is not much better.
And you said you would make yourself available to the media to answer questions, and I haven't heard you answer questions one time. We're 11 games into the season, and I haven't heard you address the media once. Where is it? Where is it? You said you were going to make yourself available. Because I know Martha would have said something by now.
And I don't know what to do. Because each week it's different. So, yeah, you're going to get a different rant and you're going to get different takes every week because the situation keeps changing. And the problem with this team is every time you start to believe in them, they let you down again. Every time you start to believe just a little bit.
A little bit.
We're playing terrible teams, guys. The Washington football team sucks. Jacksonville sucks. Atlanta really isn't all that good. You sit there, you play.
They lost to Taysom Hill. They lost to Taysom Hill yesterday.
Oh, God. We have a schedule this year that could have got us the division if we were any good.
Yep.
If we were any good whatsoever. The Bears suck. The Vikings aren't that great. Green Bay is feasting off teams that suck. So they're not really they're not really that good. I'm sorry, I don't care. They're an above average football team. They're gonna be one and done in the playoffs. I believe that they'll get exposed in the playoffs like they did last year.
They got exposed yesterday. Against the Colts.
And I told my wife before the game. I said, the Colts could beat those guys.
Yeah, and they did.
They
came back and beat.
Preview.
Yep. I'll say this, and being a Michigander and living in North Carolina, I was telling you this off camera. Like I had to go out, last night to get my wife something. I took her car because my stuff has Lions stuff all over it. I couldn't even drive just to pick up something for my wife in my car yesterday. I had to take her. This is because of the fact that I was just like, you know what, I can't do it. I was embarrassed.
That's so bad.
And I'm always Lions ride or die. I'm a Lions fan. I'm still a Lions fan. I always wear my Lions stuff. I was embarrassed yesterday. It's going to be a long week for me here in Carolina until at least till Thursday. I'm hopefully I'm not having to go out to get anything major.
Yeah, we'll win this next game.
Yeah,
because we got to keep with our trend. We can't get Patricia out of here.
It's just you just have to. And one thing, and I have one. Yeah, I know. I'll say that for my dessert. I got one dessert from my man.
That's awesome.
My man Eric Schlitt.
I gotta say
over here at Lions Wire.
I believe 100% that you can be a Lions fan and not like what the team is doing.
Oh yeah, I do. I cannot stand it. I love my Lions. I love them with all my heart, man. That's my team, and it hurt. That's what makes it hurt so bad to see them perform the way they have.
But we're on the Titanic and we're going down with the ship, guys.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm still going to be a Lions fan. I'm still going to watch Thanksgiving. I'm still going to do the show. I'm still going to, all the stuff that. But one thing I don't like fans that say, "Oh, you can never question your organization, and you can never." Here's these fans again. If we win, they're going to be all better. You're right. You're absolutely right. Because you know what happens? This team is Jekyll and Hyde. One week they're really decent enough, and they win, and they have a miracle comeback against a team that really sucks, or they have this game and they lay a complete egg. oh, well, Stafford was hurt and we had all these injuries. And do you know how many excuses this fan base allows this team to have? We are so used to losing that the Chicago Bear fans, they would never accept this. They wanted their coach fired when they were 5-1.
Yep. True story.
Other fan bases will not accept this level of failure from their organizations.
Because we're just used to futility that in the worst way in Detroit. It's just bad. It's just that bad.
We deserve better.
Yes. Sheila Forehemp, ma'am, we deserve better.
We deserve better. I think we are some of the most loyal fan bases in the entire world.
Yep.
This team sucks year after year after year after year, and we always come back, and we always think they're going to be good, and we're always duped into thinking it, and we always come back, and we always are fired up, and we always get let down, and we come back again every year.
We're there. I mean, we're in an abusive relationship where we do go through that Cinderella. I mean, that period where that grace period where everything's good and you buy flowers and buy presents and then next thing you know, we're just getting our ass kicked all over again because of the fact that we just let ourselves stay. And I've never been one of those person who wants to be a bandwagon fan to jump on the bandwagon of another team, but this team makes you want to switch. The way that they treat us is why some Lions fans move on from the organization because they just can't deal with it.
The Pistons blew it up.
Yep.
It's time to blow it up here. The Pistons have traded everybody just about, and
everybody.
I don't know if
man, I'm not a big Pistons guy, but I've watched some of that this year, and they've traded and signed. I mean, even some of the guys they brought in, they traded them away already. So it's one of those things.
We need someone as a general manager that actually gives a crap about the fans. We need an owner that gives a crap about the fans. And guess what? We don't have one right now. We don't. Sheila Ford calling you out. Calling you out. You're the one that said you want it. They had to majorly improve and they had to make the playoffs and all this other stuff. Yes, is it still mathematically possible that we make the playoffs and get pummeled? Yes, it's mathematically possible. But that is not what we want here. We want a winner here. Consistent winner. Getting a division every once in a while would be nice since we've never done it before. Ever. We've never won the NFC North. Nope. Never. Ever. Crazy. It's absolutely nuts. Yeah. And this team was built around Matt Patricia's ideals and ideas, and Bob Quinn has done everything he could do to screw this team. Sorry. I mean, I don't like the drafts as much as some people do.
No.
Stafford, you know what? He's playing through an injury. I get that. And there's a play that he put the ball right where Marvin Jones can get it. We get a touchdown. Guess what? It's called back because some fool covered up the tight end.
Marvin Jones.
This stuff by now.
It was Marvin Jones.
You know this stuff by now. It's fundamentals that are killing us. The tackling is awful. I've seen other teams tackle, but our teams, they just stand around the guy, kind of put their arms out, and just let him run until he goes to a spot. And then they grab him, and then they let him fall forward for another 4 to 5 yards.
Yeah.
What in the heck are you doing? Missed tackles, bad snaps, just stupid mental mistakes, dumb holding penalties. Just dumb. Prater misses another field goal, but you put him out there at 50 yards. See, the decision-making is stupid. The play calling is stupid. And I'm sorry, guys. That guy that wanted carry on Johnson there, you got your wish. And guess what? He gets about 2 yards of carry pretty much.
Yeah.
He is not that good.
It was just the whole performance from the team yesterday was just crap the bed.
But it's been all year, these blatant mistakes.
Yep.
The fundamentals. And I mean, your coach is supposed to teach fundamentals. He's got his guys from New England are supposed to be able to have those fundamentals down. You got a veteran wide receiver who was the first free agent you signed, Bob Quinn. And he's lining up over the tight end. Are you serious? Yeah, this is a longer show, guys. It's going to be a long one today because we just can't take it anymore. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, my heart aches today. It's just
mine
terrible.
does too. We're going to go to the question of the day. We're going to end the show real quick because I can't do it right now. You know, maybe tomorrow will be a better show, but today is a rant. It is what it is. Do you think there'll be changes after this performance? That's the question of the day. And I personally don't think so. I think this team's just going to stand pat because nobody cares about the fans whatsoever. Even if they made a move right now, who cares? Really? Doesn't matter. But we're going to move on. One more segment, and it's my favorite segment. I hope to God it warms my heart just a little bit.
It ain't going.
Oh, boy.
It's Brussels sprouts again for dessert.
With Kurt.
All right, here's your dessert for today. Some Brussels sprouts, some good old nasty vegetables. Eric Schlitt of LionsWire.com said, it is unlikely that the Lions fire Matt Patricia in the next few days. Why? Because there is a game on Thursday.
That makes perfect sense. But I think after Thursday, if he loses that game, there's a long period in between till the next game. I think it's over if he loses that game. I'm praying to God it's over if he loses.
The Texans are coming into town. You got J.J. Watt.
The Texans are absolutely awful.
And they're coming into town with Will Fuller and those guys. They got some guys on the outside with some speed. So it could be another long day for our secondary on Thursday.
It's always going to be a long day for our secondary, but the Lions will find a way to win because Matt Patricia's job is on the line once again. That's a 8 time. I don't know. It's really frustrating.
But that's our dessert for the day. And please answer the question of the day. We love your comments. Please do that. We just had to get out this stuff off our chest today. It is what it is. But it's Thanksgiving week, and it is a time to be thankful for your family and your friends and your health. And I know 2020 is a hard year to be thankful for a lot of things, but if you're still here, you have a reason to be thankful. Yes. So take this time to be with your immediate family, the people in your house. I mean, just be safe out there. CDC, says, hey, spend Thanksgiving with the people in your house. It's not, it's not hard, and this pandemic is not over. So I want you to be safe out there. Take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones, and just be thankful for what you have. Because I know one thing, Kurt Steele is thankful for my family. I'm thankful for my health. I'm thankful for my broadcast mate, Jim here that brought me into Detroit Lions on the Prowl and made me a part of the family. I'm thankful for my man, Shawnee J over there at the Die Hard Den podcast. And I would be remiss if I did not say a word about Shawnee J. Prayers out to him and his family. He just lost his dad on Friday. His dad died at 95 years old, lived a long life, passed away in hospice on Friday. And he gave Shawnee J a piece of advice. He told him to be strong and pull yourself by the bootstraps and continue to work hard. So that's what I'll say today. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps, work hard, stay strong, and just be the best version that you can be of yourself. As always, hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell. Whatever you do that stuff, leave us a comment, hit the like. That helps us improve our YouTube algorithm to get this content to more Lions fans just like yourself. Now, on this bad loss Monday, we wish you the best in your day. So get this stuff off your chest, let it go, and keep moving on with your day. So whatever you do in life, you know what you got to do. You got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version for you that you can be. For my man Jim, right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl, this is Kurt Steele, and we will holler at you real soon.